What happens when your anchor fails? Let's talk about it today on Motivation Monday. I thought we'd take a quick lesson from my project this week. I'm finally getting around to doing some more storm cleanup. That big windstorm that blew through the Metroplex a couple weeks ago, well, our trampoline was a victim. Even though it was anchored down to the ground, the anchor failed. And the trampoline was picked up in the air, flew about 100 feet back here to the back of the property. It is turned upside down and broken. The kids say it looks like a giant Pringle. That's not the way it's supposed to look. All in all, it could have been much worse. Trampolines are easily replaced. Just a little bit of work to clean this one up. But let's take a lesson from this broken trampoline. We don't want to have our lives wind up flipped upside down and broken because our anchor fails. So, how do we make sure that our anchor holds when we're talking about our spiritual life? Well, I believe that there are key habits that are put in place that help develop our anchor. Add weight to it, add length to the chain to make sure that it's hooked onto the rock of Jesus Christ. And one of those key habits is weekly assembly with the church in worship. That's something that really since COVID has been a challenge for a lot of folks. But when we read in Scripture the importance of the church assembling together on the first day of the week to worship God, to put their priorities on God, to partake of the Lord's Supper, to examine themselves and to be built up and encouraged, we recognize that that is a key habit in maintaining spiritual health, in making sure that we are well anchored when the storms of life come along. We recognize that there's also personal habits that we have to have. The things that we sing about even from the littlest of ages, that we read our Bible and pray every day, but that we're constantly growing in the Word. We're journaling, we're applying what we learn, we're discussing it with others, and we're sharing it with others who need to hear that. That helps us to grow. That helps us to make sure that we are still anchored in the rock. And then the people that we keep around us, our friends, are so very important. And that gets us to our equipped verse, our memory verse of the week, 1 Corinthians 15, verses 33, just verse 33. Do not be deceived. Bad company ruins good morals. And we recognize that that is so key, whether we're a teenager or an adult. In any phase in life, the people that we have around us are a huge influence. And the habits that they allow into their lives will impact us. If we want to make sure that we are heading down the right path, that when storms come, our anchor holds and we don't wind up upside down and broken, we need to work today to make sure we have good habits in place, that we're praying every day and often, and that we're making sure that our anchor is set in the rock, Jesus Christ. God bless you this week.